All right, y'all. So I'm not gonna do my usual intro on this because I don't think it's appropriate. There was a fucking tragedy that happened at Horn Island, and it's sad. I hate to hear it. It bothers me. We don't know what happened yet. There's a lot of speculation going around, and there's a lot of fucking people that I have seen that have made videos accusing people of shit, and nobody's got any proof. All you have is conjecture and bullshit and fantasies. And I want to address that right now. Tragic thing happened. Nolan Wells, 18 years old. From the pictures I've seen, it looks like a good, fun loving kid. Looks like he was just trying to have the time of his life. Probably with some friends from high school, I'm assuming. Went out to Horn Island. And tragically, sadly, this man, this young kid, I don't know if 18, if you can really call him a man or not, but he was an adult, but 18, you still kind of kid to me. I'm 41. But he went out on Horn Island, and unfortunately and tragically, he never made it home. And I am saddened because of this. Y'all, first off, I want to talk about safety. I don't care how many years of experience you've had going out there with your daddy on his boat. The islands are dangerous if you don't pay attention. There's wildlife on Horn Island. There's gators. The currents out there are pretty bad. You got some pretty decent undertows. It's real easy to get hurt going out on these islands. And I know we grew up on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and you know we know some of the dangers out there. But kids, and I was guilty of it too. At 18, I would throw caution to the wind. I'm the guy that you know I'd take a car, go out on Cable Bridge Road at 110 miles an hour in a Crown Vic when I was 18. I was a guy that, I would do some pretty stupid shit. Luckily, I survived. I could have been killed too. But this ain't about me. This is about youth and about safety. On land versus the water, safety takes on a whole different meaning. On land, one of my best friends, we was out mud riding out at Happy Lake in a 1980 Chevy C10 that the seat wasn't bolted down and didn't have a bed on it. And we're out there screwing around and hit a stump, and a buddy of mine cut his head right here. I had to run him to urgent care on 49 to go get 15 staples in his head. Well, we were on land. I could get to the hospital. We got the truck back running because the wiring harness caught fire. The wiring harness. Rigged that up, got back to my car, put my buddy in my car, and we're flying down 53 going back to Gulfport to go get some staples put in his head. Well, get to a hospital on land's easy. When you're out on the water, there is no hospital that you can get to very quickly. You got to load yourself up in the boat. You got to get back to the dock, and maybe you call ambulance to have them meet you at the boat dock. But who knows how long it's going to take you to get there. And then if you got an old boat like me, you may have engine problems. I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying you may have engine problems. It's known to happen. You may have to call Marine Patrol or DMR or Coast Guard, whatever, to get somebody out of there to get them to the hospital. Safety takes on a whole different meaning on the water. And here's the other thing I am going to say about the kids that went out there with them. And some of y'all may get mad at me, and I don't give a shit. You call me, cuss me out, threaten to whoop my ass, whatever you want to do, I really don't care. But those kids, whoever was the captain of that vessel, whoever's boat that was that took everybody out there, has a duty of accountability to make sure that everybody gets back on that goddamn boat and goes right back with them back on land. If you don't have a head count, you have a problem. If your head count does not match what you come out there with, you shouldn't leave until everybody's accounted for. Now that's responsibility. I don't know who the captain of that boat was, but they have that responsibility to make sure that everybody gets back safe. That's not just me saying this. This is the fucking law. Okay? Literally written black and white fucking law. There's so many things that could have been done to avoid this young man losing his life. There's so many things. I don't care if he would have got out there and got pissed off at somebody and they got into a fight or whatever. Hey, it happens. Boys will be boys. The captain of that boat has a duty, an obligation to make sure that everybody gets back over there. Yeah, I'm saying it. And he should have learned that when he took his boater safety course. Which, if all of them look young in the picture that they was out there with, I'm sure they had to take a boater safety course because don't none of them look like they were born before 1980. And that's the law in the state of Mississippi. I had to take one too. The only way you get out of taking a boater safety course is if you were born before 1980. That is the law. I think it's April 1st, 1980, I believe, something like that. Everybody should take it anyway. But yeah, you do a fucking head count. You account for everybody, present or accounted for. Doesn't mean they got to go back with you if they choose not to. If hey, my other buddy's over here, I'm gonna go back on his boat. Okay, cool. You know, it's that simple. Looked like there was a pretty decent sized group of people out there, and all they had to do was take account of who was going and who was coming back. It's not that hard. The other thing is, like I said, there's some pretty dangerous wildlife on these islands. Believe it or not, like I said, there's alligators. You know, there's other things out there that'll hurt you. Nothing that's going to be immediate danger, but just use common sense and a simple accounting of whoever's on your boat and sticking with who you came with. Sticking with who you came with will absolutely make sure that at least somebody knows where everybody is. Horn Island's a big island. Horn Island goes for miles, just like Ship Island goes for miles. Just like Cat Island goes for miles. Deer Island, not so much. But y'all need to understand something, that you have a duty, a responsibility. If you go out there and you go fishing, number one, you need to be sober. If you're the captain of the boat, that is rule number one. You need to be sober. Rule number two, you are responsible for everybody you take on your boat to get them back safely and alive to port. Now, I want to talk about something else that's really pissing me off here. I'm seeing a lot of videos that people are putting out that, oh, well, they just wanted to kill him. Oh, they just, black guy surrounded by white friends, just, they wanted to kill him. You know what? That's bullshit, too. I'm hoping that's not the case anyway. I don't think it is. I think it was just teenage throw caution to the wind. And until the investigation shows otherwise, I'm going to let the investigators do their fucking jobs. I'm tired of these accusations of racism where they don't need to be. This is a time where we all need to come together and say this is a tragic event. It should not have happened. This young man should not be dead. He should be alive, upright, and enjoying the rest of his very long life that he's got left to live, I hope. And unfortunately, he's not. This is a time for mourning, and this is a time to talk about what happened, what broke down, and how we can prevent this from ever happening again. That's what this should be about. And I am saddened that we can't have this. I'm saddened that there are such small-minded people that says, oh, black guy, young teenager with his friends in Mississippi, and his friends were white, and all of a sudden he's the one that don't come back. That implication is insulting until proven otherwise. It's sickening until proven otherwise. We should be mourning this young man, and we should be looking and teaching our kids how to be safe on the water, how to be safe on the islands, and how to be responsible, and how to make sure that they come back alive. Because that's the most important thing. Alive and unharmed. And if we can't have that, if we can't have that discussion without throwing bullshit allegations and accusations before the investigators have even had time to find out what happened, then we, as a society, has a major fucking problem, and we need to fix it. This young man should not be dead. This young man should be alive. This young man should be enjoying the rest of his life. That's that statement is completely, completely undisputed. Let the investigators, let the Jackson County Sheriff's Department, let the Coast Guard, let DMR, and whoever else is investigating do their job before we start jumping to conclusions and starting fights online over dumb shit. Anything less is making a mockery of this young man's life. And my heart goes out to the family of this young man. I am saddened and I am sickened at everything that I have read today. I did not expect to wake up this afternoon and see that. So, to the family of Nolan Wells, my heart goes out to you. Your loss is great. You may never get over it. I don't know if I could get over it, losing a child out there on the water. And I have no words for y'all. I really don't. To the friends of this young man, my heart goes out to y'all too. I would hate to lose a friend out there too, especially at a very young age. 18 is too young to die. Way too fucking young to die. And if there was any foul play, I hope the fuck y'all's asses go to Parchment. I'll say that too, just in case. But if there wasn't, then you shouldn't be accused of it either. Y'all take care. Be safe on the water, y'all. Please. And remember, if you're the captain, you're responsible. Rest in peace, Nolan Wells.